Good morning, everyone. Where are we at this morning? Well, apparently we're in the middle of a cow pasture. So, there is that. There's Gerard out here in West Texas, greening my portion of it. Well, there's no such thing as my. It's really stupid. I hate that word. We live in an ecosystem, and we're either building up the ecosystem for all those that need it, or we're just being the ignorant bastards I've been my entire life, using the word, that four-letter word, M-I-N-E. Anyway, that's not going to get too deep into that. So I woke up this morning in a cow pasture. See right there? Cow. Well, actually, that's not cow. Cow, calf, and right in front of her is another cow, calf. In the distance is another cow. Actually, that's a bull. And in the riverbed, there's more. And I believe there was one up on that hill over there. You can't see him because the sun is coming in. I will be chasing cows again this morning, and I'm not too. I don't put too much pressure. I don't have an issue with cows after having my cow fence up. I just want to be able to control where they graze and where they don't. And people ask why here you don't actually get to buy a piece of property and say, hey, no cows here, unless you put up a cow fence. Here, grazing rights, the cows have the right of way, which, to a degree is really how it should be. It should be for that way for every animal, because once again, it is an ecosystem. You don't own it. But I digress. So the cow fence is still a priority. We got one of the H braces up yesterday for one corner, and a support post for, this is technically a, is it a centagon? That's 5 points. Anyway, and then so we're going to try to run that bob wire, I think today, if we can get to it. Right now, enjoying coffee, watching the sun come up. Going to turn the backhoe on and just do a little work right in the Wallapini, which is just an earthen greenhouse. And she's getting down there. I mean, we hit some really big boulders, and that's slowing things down. It's really putting a hurt on the towable backhoe. But like I said, she's already paid for herself. I'm just trying to be the mechanic and wear my farmer hat. So I'm going to work on this a little bit today. There's some earth in the corner I want to remove. I want to put some of the poles up today just to see if my idea will work out the way that I want it to. I'm not going with any green plans. I've built a few greenhouses. I've got ideas for probably about 7 or 8 different greenhouses that I want to build out here. The ones that I couldn't build in suburbia because of building codes and other ignorance that stop you from doing sustainable building. But, once again, we're not going to get into that. So I'm working on that a little bit this morning. I guess I'm fascinated by farming. I always have been, but here I am right now. I took the bucket off yesterday. I had to do some welds on it. Not the greatest welds, because I think I've realized my problem with welding out here is the most I'm willing to push the solar system is about 80 amps. And I think you got to get 80 amps to really melt some of the very, the heavier types of steel. So I'm just barely touching the surface. So the weld, it's not all the way through the metal. So, but what I'm hoping with this bucket, I need a new bucket anyway. I'm just hoping that this particular bucket will hang on long enough so I can just clear soil. And I'm giving her a break. She's got a bent tooth. I can bend that back and I can repair this bucket and strengthen it. But I'm going to have to get it off eventually. I'm just hoping that it holds on to finish the Wallapini. So we're going to start this up. But I'm just fascinated by farming because you have to be an engineer, be a mechanic, you have to be a designer, you have to be a gardener, you have to be these people were, mothers, they were fathers, they were grandfathers, they were, all of those things and had a life. Some of them had jobs. Probably the smartest people, the most engineering, critical thinking people that I think that we've ever had on this planet were farmers. And everybody was a farmer, which is interesting because we went from a society where there were 100% farmers, maybe 99%, less the lords and kings, to less than 3% farmers. And those farmers don't actually do the engineering anymore, or a lot of them don't. Some of them do. Some have held on to the small farms. All the rest have kind of been I use the word colonized by big farming corporations that now tell them what to do, when to do it, how to do it, when to do it, and they don't make their own equipment anymore. They don't make their own devices and